Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. If we do not have anything as expectation from anybody in this whole world, then you are not obliged to work. First. Second thing, if we do not depend on anybody or anything in this world, then we need not work. Third thing, if we are not having any doubt, any question, any complaints and any miseries in our life, then we need not work. After having said this, then Bhagavan says, Tasmat asakta satadam karyam karma samachara. Arjun, therefore you should work. Means what? You do not belong to this category. This is how many of us have wrong notions about ourselves. See, yesterday or somewhere I was discussing, a topic came, why these days there are so much of discord and all that. And the discussion was, because these days people are educated, therefore more intelligent. It is not so. Intelligence has nothing to do with education. With education, you increase information, not intelligence. And therefore, if we imagine that because I am educated, I know so many things, and therefore I just want to directly go for meditation, you can never achieve this. And therefore, Tasmat, what we have to do, prepare yourself first. And age has nothing to do with our wisdom. With age, only the body grows. Not the wisdom, not the understanding, not the intelligence. And therefore, Arjuna was very clearly told, Arjun, you do not belong to this category. Which category? Naivatasya krute nataha na krute neha kaschana na chasya sarva bhuteshu kashchidartha vyapashrayaha. If you do not have anything to achieve in this world, if you do not have anything to protect in this world, if you do not expect anything from anybody in this world, then you need not work. But are you like that? No. We have expectations from our children, from our parents, from our people. We want this, we want that. And we want to protect all what we have. If you have all these qualities, then you are not qualified for meditation. When such people sit for meditation, they make more complications in their life. So, what is required is first prepare your instrument with which you are going to cut. Once I told you one joke, if you remember, it's good. Even then you can laugh, it doesn't cost. There was one husband and he went for shaving and he could not shave. He looked at the blade and started complaining. These companies, they produce such useless blades. I can't even shave new blade. Just now I have fixed. So when something is said by the husband, wife has to contradict. This is how, ruling party, opposition party. This is how the home parliament goes. When husband says something, wife has to contradict. When wife says something, husband has to contradict. Therefore, marriage is a legal contract for contradictions. So, she said, why do you complain early in the morning? You can't shave with that blade. Just now I have used the same blade for paring the pencil of your son, and I fixed it there. Now you can imagine. So her argument was, with that blade, when pencil can be pared, can't you even shave with that blade? See, the sharpness required for paring of a pencil is of different quality, and the sharpness required for shaving is of different quality. In the same manner, intelligence, understanding, dynamism, ability, achievement in the material world is of different quality. And the quality of intellect or the inner poise that you require when you are sitting on the seat of meditation, it is of totally different quality. And if we do not have that, nothing wrong. You develop it. And the most beautiful part is, even if you are old, you are too young for the next life. So don't think that, of Budhape mein at this stage what will happen. You are not going to be finished. You will continue to trouble others in the next life also. Don't worry. Therefore, first prepare your mind. Now how do we prepare? The teacher says, Tasmat asakta satatam karyam karma samachara. Now this is the very fundamental approach to life. We are talking about the scientific way of living life. So, first step, karma samachara, learn. Whatever you do perfectly and beautifully. First step in life. Whether you are washing the dishes, wash the dishes and clean it properly, and don't let that water drip everywhere, and with that feed on that, the same water goes throughout the house, and then I have just now cleaned the utensils and destroyed the whole house. No. I'm a little obsessed with these things. I don't know why. It doesn't go. Many places you go to the people's houses, wow. There, one place which is clean is what? Transfer of the dirt from place A to place B. That's it. So, first technique of living life scientifically, learn to do whatever you have to do perfectly and beautifully. This I learned from one of my carpenters. I think his name is Abdul or something like that. And he was old man and he used to do some job in my house. And 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 1 week, it is not getting over. I said, Mahatma ji, when are you going to stop? Enough is enough. Every day you come from morning 9 o'clock till evening 5 o'clock, eat my head, thak, band karo. Enough. He put down his all things and very comfortable. He said, Maharaj, unless I am satisfied with my work, will you be satisfied? He said, I will do the work to my satisfaction. And if I have to do work to my satisfaction, I must do it perfectly well. I said, why don't you go this evening for giving a lecture on Bhagavad Gita? See how simple he told, but so perfectly well. Whatever we have to do, we have to attain perfection in our performance. The first step is karma samachara. Second thing is it only once in a while? No, satatam. This must become our natural way of living. It is not. When it comes to cooking, I am very good. But when it comes to washing the dishes, if there are 10 plates, I make out of it 20. No. So whatever we are doing, and that beauty in perfection in our action must be satatam, it must be continuous in all the departments of life. Third, what you should do? Karyam karma samachara. See, add one word, then you will enjoy. Karyam karma means what you are supposed to do. What you are not supposed to do, don't get involved into that to which you are not authorized. See, this topic I have been talking for so many times. It is not necessary to collect information from the people about their date of birth, their weight, their height, their width, their girth. There is no need. Yet when we meet the people, again the same old things. Where are you? Where from you? Why you have come? Why don't you go? You are still alive. No need. Therefore, karyam karma means karyam karniya, worthy of doing. So is it in your purview? This morning somebody asked me one question. Swamiji, many times I get confused by listening to your lectures. I said that I am successful. This is how I can maintain my clientage. So his question was, sometime you said to me personally, Dekho Maharaj, in this world things are going to happen exactly as they are going to happen. You cannot change them. Therefore relax and live life cheerfully. Second time you say that let the God function through you. So I am not getting what exactly you want to say. I said simple thing is this. When you look at your own child, how do you look at your own child? With love. When your child has some limitations, if he has got some negative points, you forgive them. You try to help him to grow out of it. With little thing which is good in your child, you try to encourage that person and grow. And this is possible only for whom? If you have got the mother's heart. The Lord looks at His world, at His creation, like the mother looks at her own child. So when we say, let the Lord function through us, means what? Look at the world and treat the world as the God looks at the world and treats the world. With love, understanding, forgiveness and helping them to grow. When you do this, then you are not doing any karma. This is how, let the things take their own shape. You are functioning in this world not to improve the world, but to change yourself. So, karyam karma samachara. Let us not get involved into unwanted activities and areas where we are not supposed to get in. See, I'll tell you how simple it is. Yesterday, we had the lectures down and then we were told, Upar jao. So we all came to the heavens. Now, this can happen. There is no why and how. Now, if we have this much wisdom, that, okay, that's happened. So over. Why carry the load on our head? The world is like this. If we have learned to accept everything that comes in your life cheerfully with understanding and joy, you have practiced all the philosophy of life. No complaints, no suggestion, no improvement. How can you do this? Only one simple principle. Like I told you, my principle of life is this. I have no right on anybody in this world. This is my principle. If I have no right on anybody, how can I scold anybody? How can I expect anything from anybody? The moment you take this simple principle, you have no right on anybody, anything in this world. And is it not the truth? What right we have got even on our own body? Our body is created by our parents. If somebody has the right on our body, it is our parents and not us. The day you take this principle, you will have zero expectation from the whole world, and then this is not my area of operation. So why get worried and carry the load? Just now when we were coming by the lift, I don't know which Amma, she was standing there. And like the Hercules, the load of the whole universe was on her head. And she was so much like this. I said, Amma, दुनिया का बोझा निकाल दो थोड़ी देर के लिए. So she looked at me and put me also on that. My God is coming. Therefore, karyam karma, don't unnecessarily carry the load. We are not born in this world to carry the load. Relax. Life is a celebration. It is not a punishment. So, satatam karyam karma samachara. Now, how to do this? Asaktahasan. You may do anything beautifully, but do not get caught up in your own activities. If we are able to do anything and reserve the freedom to stop and withdraw at instant's notice, then alone we have the freedom in action. It is something like this. Suppose you are driving the car. You have freedom to press the gas and the car will go fast. But you also have the freedom to apply the brake and stop the car when required. If you are taking only one freedom, then other freedom you don't take. You are increasing your insurance bills. Therefore, asaktaha, freedom from action is this. As much we have freedom to get involved in this world, remember, we must reserve the freedom to withdraw from the world. And this can happen only under one condition. When you know that you are functioning in this world for the joy of it. Not for winning, not for losing. Isn't it when you are, let us take, playing with your children. Badminton, cricket or carom or playing cards. And the food is yet to be ready. And when you are in the midst of it, then the Home Minister tells, food is ready on the dining table. So you don't wait. Come on, khatam karo, chalo khana khate. But who is winning, who is losing is not the criteria. As we got into playing with the children, with the same ease we withdraw from that. Why? Only because there is no question of loss and gain. Then what for we are doing the action? For the joy of it. Not for getting anything out of action. Please remember this principle. If you imagine by doing action you will get happiness, guarantee is you will be miserable. Then what is to be done? Let your every action be the manifestation of your inherent happiness. Don't try to get happiness out of action, but let action manifest happiness. See the joy in life. The day this becomes the foundation of your lifestyle, you will be all the time relaxed, cheerful. And when you are relaxed and cheerful, then alone there is a rush in our life. When we have got a rush juice in our life, what is the sign that we have got rush in our life? We are able to take interest in every silly things, and we are happy for silly reasons, and yet we are not attached to anything. We have killed the childliness. Tasmat asakta satatam karyam karma samachara. Once it so happened, I was in Ganesh Puri, long time back, and we had a Anand Mangal camp. We started from there only. So there were about 30-40 families, husband, wife, grandfather, grandmother, in-law, outlaw, both sides, children, grandchildren, a huge affair. And after getting tired with the elders, Swamiji, I got a question. Swamiji, I got a question. Then I found the answer among the children. So I took the whole group. I said, hey, come on, let's go for running. And we went. And then we found there was some kind of mela. Vajreshwari Devi's mela. That day it was there. We didn't know. And there was that giant wheel. I said, hey, come on, do you like to get in? Yes, Swamiji. So we got into it. And all the elders were looking, now Swamiji, what is he doing, what is he doing? So, after all of us got there, then I told one of the most inquisitive men, I said, hey, kindly pay for all of us, okay? You have to pay for everything. You don't get cinema free. And then we went, and when the wheel was going, ooh, ah, like that. After that was over, when we came down, Swamiji, will you again come with us? We all want to come. I said, why? You have got heart, you have got kidney, don't come. We'll keep them with you. See, then one person said, Swamiji, I'll tell you frankly, in last 25 years, I have not laughed as much I have laughed in this camp. Is it a life? Those who cannot laugh and live, they are deleted from the human category. Rats, cockroaches, then lizards, do they laugh? They don't laugh. Therefore, come out of all these obsessions. Tasmat asakta satadam karyam karma samachara. What will happen as a result? Asakto hi acharan karma param apnoti purushaha. He who is thus performing, living with this scientific approach in life, through action alone you attain the highest. What is the highest in life? Only be happy. Don't try to become happy. When you become happy, you will become miserable also. Because in becoming, there is coming and going. You see, be / come. And then be, go. But in being, there is no coming and going. Therefore, if we take this principle in our life, then the teacher says, asakto hi acharan karma paramapnoti purushaha. Therefore, let us remove this thought from our mind. By renunciation of action, we attain happiness. No. By renunciation of action, we become more miserable. There is one lady, I don't know where I saw her, very elderly lady, and I think Bombay only. She is about 85 or 88. Yet so full of life. And all the other old ladies who are younger than her, they always tell her, Amma, please live for hundreds of years. Because by looking at you, we feel ashamed that we are younger than you and we are not able to live happily and cheerfully as you are doing. See? Asakto hi acharan karma. Therefore, do not attain lethargy and laziness at the physical level. When you give up action out of frustration, you will end up in depression. When the actions are given up without efforts, then alone, that is called as Naishkarmya Siddhi. See, for example, many people have got the problem that they don't get sleep. Then what they do? They try to sleep. The more you struggle to sleep, you don't get the sleep. Then what is to be done? Give up the sleeping effort. The moment you give up the sleeping effort, you start snoring. And therefore, the highest is achieved through action, in action. And this is what is the creed of Bhagavad Gita. Let us not yield to lethargy. Asakto hi acharan karma paramapnoti purushaha. After having given this principle, then examples are quoted. Look here, you are not the guinea pig on whom this experiment is being practiced for the first time. Please remember one thing. In our tradition culture, we have a great value for the lineage from where the knowledge has come to you. Therefore, the Guru Shishya Parampara. So, Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Why the value and importance of such a long chain of the Gurus? Because you are not the first guinea pig on which this latest knowledge and technology is practiced. This is the proved methodology. This is the meaning. This is the basic difference between the material science and the scientific science according to the scriptures. In material science, the latest discovery is more valuable than the old discoveries. Now, for example, if you take the medical science, earlier there used to be sulfur drugs. Then those sulfur drugs were replaced by the penicillin. Then the penicillins were slowly replaced by teramycin. Teramycin means teramycin. Dono ka paap. So, the new discoveries in the material sciences are considered as more authentic and valuable. But when it comes to the spiritual side of our life, it is the other way around. So here the teacher quotes, who has practiced this? Karmana eva hi samsiddhim astita janakadayaha. So the great people in the past, such as Janaka, etc., they have attained perfection and fulfillment in life only through karma. If everybody will start to reach the Himalayas, there will be no entry. Like many people during the summer days, they go to Himalayas or the hill stations. I stay, in this Kaivalya Dham, Lonavala. So during summer time, suppose I don't go out, I am only within that Kaivalya Dham Institute. But the people go here and when they see, again they come. And then, Swamiji, how come you are here? I said, any objection or what? I can be anywhere. No, this is such a lovely place and we are come to enjoy this. But Swamiji, one problem. What is that? Whole of Bombay is here. They don't see anybody new. So, whenever we are doing something, it is to be proved by everybody. So, when I have gone to that place in the summer, it is comfortable. Then others have gone, third person have gone, fourth person have gone. So many people have gone and enjoyed. Therefore, going there is good. Similarly, this principle was lived by Janaka, etc. And therefore, they have attained samsiddhim. What is the samsiddhi? Please understand this point, basic point. Samsiddhi means perfect control on your mind. Is called a samsiddhi. This word comes from Patanjali Yoga Darshan, where it is said, he who has controlled his mind with reference to the place, time and objects. This three-way control on the mind is called as Sayyama. So he who has perfect control on the mind, he is having samsiddhi. Because a supremely controlled mind can perform miracles. So by this karma alone, the great people like Janaka, etc. have attained perfection. And Arjun, as regards you are concerned, Loka sangraham evapi sampasyan kartum arhasi. Now from here, after having given the philosophy, the doctrine, then giving the example, now the teacher slowly comes down to the case in hand. This is the beauty of Bhagavad Gita. There are two things. One is the principle. Second is application of the principle in our own life. See, when we go and study, let us say in medical college, after we have studied in medical college, there we get the basic principles of medicine, disease, health, etc. But when the individual case comes in front of us, We have to apply that knowledge in a proper manner. Then only you are able to diagnose differentially from the other diseases and arrive at the correct diagnosis. No, that cannot be taught. That is the knowledge that you have to apply in the same manner. This principle of living like scientifically, having expounded by the Lord, now the Lord comes directly to the problem in hand. Their teacher says, Lok sangrahame vapi sampashan kartum arhasi. Hey Arjun, you are a responsible person. You are being looked upon by the whole world with great respect and as a hero. And therefore, if the people who are being looked upon by the people with great hope, it is your responsibility that the people remain united and integrated under your umbrella. You know, the quality of a leader is he who is able to keep the people united in a sense of togetherness. If that is achieved, he is the best leader. What was achieved through Mahatma Gandhi during those days is not being achieved by any leader today. This is the only difference. Now if you see the two characters, today's leaders and he, what was the difference? Difference was he had two qualities. One, he had authority. Second thing, he had dispassion. Authority supported by dispassion produces a character which is able to control, guide and keep the masses together. If you have the authority and if you are having no dispassion, you will misuse that authority because of the selfishness, and such a selfish leader can never inspire the masses. Therefore, Arjun, if you are getting away from the battlefield because of your personal likes and dislikes, how can I kill my grandfather? That was his objection. How can I kill my guru? Means what? If it is your grandfather, if it is your guru, I don't mind. This is how we get entangled in our personal life and destroy the beauty. So, Loka sangrahame vapi sampasyan kartum arhasi. After having told this, another beautiful principle is told. Yadyada acharati sreshtaha tattadeve tarojanaha sayat pramanam kurute lokaha tadanuvartate. See, all of us are constantly looking for someone to motivate us and guide us. There are very few rare people in this world born inspired. Very few. 1 in trillion. So, masses require somebody who can motivate them. Inspiration is self-propelling inner strength. Motivation is when the inspired person is able to ignite the inspiration in the other person, that is called as motivation. So when our inspiration is dependent on somebody, then we are motivated. But when our inspiration is independent of anything, then that is the real original inspiration. See, who was talking to me the other day? Swamiji, when we listen to you, those 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days, everything is okay. But again, then we come back to square one. Like, you know, that snake and ladder game. You go on playing, and you feel now you are going to reach 100, and you reach 98, and from there directly to 2. My God, again gone. So what is to be done? I said a very simple thing. You require to take food every day? Yes. You require to go to clean yourself every day? Yes. You are required to take bath every day? Yes. You are required to sleep every day? Yes. This we understand. But every day we have to provide healthy thoughts to the mind. That we don't understand. It is very essential that not a single day is lost without exposing the mind with the positive, creative and dynamic thinking. That is why Satsanga. So Satsanga is not a wastage of time. Many times we feel, that instead of going there and listening for 1 hour, that fellow doesn't stop for 1.5 hours, and I have never heard to anybody because everybody should listen to me. This is one problem. There was one Amma, I was going with her for food, her husband was driving. And I don't know, this casually I said, Amma, do you know there are some people who don't want to go for satsang? So husband looked at me. Are you hinting at me? I said, no. He said, no, but I tell you, I don't like to go to satsang. It's not that I don't like you, but I don't like satsang. So what I do, I drop her for your lecture and pick you up and give food and everything. I can do all your seva. But don't ask me to come and sit in the satsang. And you are taken up exactly that topic. Did she tell you? I said, no, I don't listen to her. Because I am your friend. So then he said, but what is the reason why I don't like to go to satsang? I said, the reason is, when you go to satsang, all your own ideas about the world, about yourself, about God, about people, all your own ideas start getting smashed. And then you become totally supportless. You are holding on to some wrong notions. And when you go to satsang, all those wrong notions are shattered. And then you start feeling, my God, that means for last 70 years I have been living a foolish life. And the answer is given by you, yes. Now, who wants to accept that I had been living a stupid life? Therefore, let us maintain stupidity by not going to satsang. And therefore, people are afraid to go to satsang. And not only with the elderly people, even youngsters. They have got all funny ideas about life. And when they come to satsang, they know that what they are doing is wrong, it is not the right thing, and yet they do not have two things: the readiness to change and the ability to change. Therefore, here the teacher says, we are motivated by somebody. And most important thing, somebody or the other is definitely motivated by us. We are an ideal for somebody or the other in this whole world. Don't imagine, I am a simple person who is looking up. No, not like that. Everyone is an ideal for somebody or the other. Example I'll give you. Once, somewhere in the traffic jam, our car stopped. Andheri probably, somewhere that side. And there was one auto rickshaw stopped there, and one small child was sitting on that and imagining, like that. So I had nothing to do. So I started increasing my general knowledge. I said, hey, what do you want to become when you become big? He said, like my dad, I want to also have an auto rickshaw, and then I will also go like that and bring money and then look after the family. So that rickshaw driver was an ideal for his son. Every one of us, for some time maybe, is an ideal for some or the other person. And therefore, it is our responsibility that we do not frustrate those people who are looking up to us. The highest crime in the whole world, highest crime is this. When somebody is looking up to you with all dedication and surrender and love and complete life, and you keep on cheating that person, And an innocent person doesn't know you are cheating. And one day, that cheating is unveiled. And that day, the person who was taking you to be godlike is totally destroyed. See, 2-3 days before, in that newspaper in the car, the driver was reading some Marathi newspaper. So I said, hey, let me read, because I have never read for so many years. Let me see how it reads like. When I was reading that paper on the thing, one particular girl committed suicide. 5-6 suicide. I said, what is it, a suicide specialist or what? He said, no, sir. This is a local paper, Thane local paper. And in that, I was so surprised why I was reading that particular news. That girl was adopted by somebody and with great love was brought up. Now that girl was, fond of one particular boy, and he was also talking to her. So she started imagining that he loves me and I love him, so we should get married. And then the stepfather or the adopted father, he also made all the arrangements for the marriage, and the boy was called. The boy said, nothing like this. Who told you these all funny things? It's not that I hate her, it's not that I don't like her, but I have never thought about her to be a life's partner. So don't be funny about all these things. And with great understanding, he told, it's not. You find out a better boy, I am not good for her. This was enough. Now that girl, when she got the shock, what she has imagined as the would-be husband, but he never accepted her like that, immediately she hung herself to the fan. You can imagine. Therefore, yadyadacharati sreshtaha. Our lifestyle is adopted by the younger generation as an ideal. About this, I'll tell you one example. You know, these children, when they play home, the things to be noted. When they are playing home, in that there is no script writer. Nobody writes scripts and then they start playing directly. They don't require any preparation. And they start. So, brother and sister. Now the brother comes home as the father. And the sister lives at home as the mother or the husband and the wife. So, should we start? Yes. Now that small bell comes inside. Tap, tap. Only in the air. Who is there always making a noise? Now, who is there always making a noise? This dialogue is not written, but this girl has been hearing this dialogue from her mother all the time. Yadyadacharati sreshtaha tattadeve tarojana. Then he says, who else? Where can I go? Another dialogue, daily performance at home. After he comes, he just does like this, so throw the shoes and the bag. And his, is there anything to eat? Immediately reply, eat me. The moment come at home, eat. Now don't blame the children. They are seeing this is how the husband and the wife are supposed to live. And then the wife says, there is no gas. Should I put my bones into the chula to make food for you? So that girl must have heard this dialogue. Then the boy says, no. Your bones are difficult to find. Take mine, they are easily available. Yadyat acharati sreshtaha tattadeve tarojanaha. We are definitely a model for somebody or the other, at least for some period of time. And therefore, if we are model for somebody, it is our responsibility that we are not only a model, but an ideal, so that people get inspired, motivated and creative. Yadyadacharati sreshtaha tattadeve tarojanaha. And sajat pramanam kurute lokaha tadanu vartate. What is the authority of wisdom and knowledge that is accepted by such leaders? That same thing is accepted by the masses. See, there are many Gita commentaries on which on the first few pages it is written, views about Gita by Mahatma Gandhi, John F. Kennedy, or Einstein. So, is it that these people are certifying Bhagavad Gita? No. What we mean, for us, Mahatma Gandhi was a great person. Then we say, even Mahatma Gandhi was inspired by the study of Bhagavad Gita, and therefore we should also study. So Mahatma Gandhi has pramana demonstrated that this is an authority of living life scientifically. So these are the two things. Demonstration through our life is necessary for the masses to be motivated, and two, what is the type of literature and the thought current that we honor in our life. Now see, those houses, I went to one Christian friend of mine, and when I went, I said, hey, where is Candy? Swamiji, she is always standing in front of the mirror. I don't know what to do. I said, let me go. So a mirror was there, and small girl, maybe about 4 or 5 years, and this pose, that pose, this way, that way, and she was enjoying for hours together. She can stand like that. I said, anyway, she is very sweet, so let us enjoy. You don't disturb her. But then what was going in my mind was, what is the type of literature the child is seeing all the time in the hands of the mother? If the mother is right from morning till evening reading Ewes Weekly, Cows Weekly, Buffaloes Weekly, Donkeys Weekly, do you think the children will read anything strongly? They will also read only weekly. It cannot be anything else. But if the elders in the house, if they are studying some wonderful books, good quality literature, that automatically is adopted by the younger generation. Therefore, how we behave in our life and what kind of thought is honored by us, these two things together makes a leader. And remember again, we are all leaders to somebody or the other. And therefore, if we are destroying our life, it is okay. But we have no freedom to destroy the life of others who are looking up to us. Now take the case of Arjun. When the whole society was looking up to Arjun as, if I want to become somebody like Arjuna. Now what will be their condition? My hero had been Arjun, who fought so many wars and always he was hitting a century. Now when the final countdown came in the Mahabharata war, we were all expecting, he is in our team, we are going to win the match. But then what happened? When the time of playing the match came, this great player had dysentery. Ram, Ram, Ram. All hope shattered. Physical dysentery makes you more miserable, or the mental dysentery makes you more miserable. Arjuna had this mental dysentery. How can I do this? How can I do that? You are supposed to do. It's not how can I do. You have to do that. Therefore, never be a dropout in life. Very important. Many times people have this funny notion that Babajis means dropouts. And those who are the superior dropout, they are superior Babajis. It's not so. You have to live to succeed. And for that, Once you take this, then alone you can really make life worth living. After having given the principle, the past examples of Janaka, etc., then again giving another principle of Yadvida Acharate Sreshtaha. Now, ultimately, Bhagavan Sri Krishna comes to a point. Look at me. See, when the other person is blind, unable to understand, ultimately look at me. He says, Name parthasti kartavyam trishulokeshu kinchana nanavaptamavaptavyam varta eva chakarmani. Arjun, tell me, I am driving your chariot. What am I going to get out of it? Are you going to make me the Home Minister? Or the Foreign Affairs Minister? Or the Prime Minister? Nothing. And yet I am working. And there is nothing in this world that I have not attained. And there is nothing in this world that I want to protect. I am far above that. And yet I am working. Probably Arjuna must have said, this is my surprise. Why you have joined the war? Then the teacher says, because yadi hi aham na varteyam jatu karmani atandritaha mama vartmanu vartante manushya partha sarvashaha. Arjun, if I do not live dynamically throughout my life, all my followers will say the same thing. I am Krishna Bhakta. Therefore, do nothing and only eat. Bhagwan ka naam lo aur dat ke khao. This is not the creed of Bhagwan Sri Krishna. If we are the followers of his doctrine, it is necessary that we become an asset to the society. Become an asset to the society and yet do not have the arrogance of having done something for the society. Then alone Bhagwan Krishna is really lived by us. So important it is. Therefore he says, Yadi hi aham na varteyam jatu karmani atandritaha. If I do not engage myself all the time without even a pause, through and through, then what will happen? Mama vartma anuvartante manushya partha sarvashaha. All those who are following me, they will say, see, I am the follower of Amuk Mahatma. He drinks and dances, so I also drink and dance. He goes on collecting funds, so I am his disciple. So I go and collect funds. This is how we will destroy ourselves and the next generation. Bhagavan says, if I present myself as an ideal to the people, I must maintain that quality through and through, not otherwise. Therefore, mama vartmanu vartante. People will follow my path and they will also say, Bhagavan Krishna was like this, so why not we are like that? And therefore, we will justify our lazy dropout lifestyle. See how it happens. One person told me, Swamiji, you must have read the life of Vivekananda. I said yes, to some extent. He said, I have a question. I said, what is the question? The question is, Vivekananda, when he was in USA, he was eating non-vegetarian and he was smoking. What do you have to say? I said, to whom? To Vivekananda? Or to you? He said, to me. I said, I don't care about you. And I cannot talk to him. So the cinema is over. He said, no. I want to know your opinion. I said, look here. Is it necessary to opine about everything in this world? And second thing, who cares for your opinion? This is how we waste a lot of our time. We have got opinions about everything in this world, and then in our drawing room we shout with our opinions with our friends. And ultimately, theek hai, khana kha lete. So you have wasted the time about these opinions. Then I told him, look here. You are talking about these two things about him. By this, what you want to achieve? If you want to smoke and eat meat, don't bring Vivekananda in between. Have the guts to say, I want to smoke, I want to eat boldly. Don't be a coward. Very important. There is one lady, probably in Delhi, brigadier's wife. So when last time about a few months back when I was there, my talk was in one place, only one talk. So after the talk was over, she came. She said, Swamiji, I was dying to meet you. So I'm so happy. I said, Amma, are you dead now? No, not like that. That is a way of saying. I said, you are still alive, that means you have not seen me. You have to die, then you can see. He said, Swamiji, I want to stop smoking. My husband doesn't tell me to stop smoking. If you tell, I'll stop. I just want somebody to tell me. I said, look here. Amma, when you smoke, you look so beautiful. It is such a nice thing, like a angati. The smoke is coming from the mouth, the nose, the ears and everywhere. And like a agarbatti stand, you look so beautiful. So keep smoking. Swamiji, what kind of person you are? I said, I am a very holy person. Therefore, even in your agarbatti, your smoking, I have discovered the agarbatti before Bhagavan Krishna. So continue smoking. But why don't you tell me to stop? That is her objection. I said, Amma, one question. You will stop if I tell you. And thereby, throughout your life, you will be a weakling. You will always say, I stopped because Swamiji said. I stopped because Swamiji said. I don't want you to become a weakling. Why don't you have the guts to say no to yourself? See? If a leader is making his followers the weaklings, he is not a leader. He is keeping them as a sheep flock. A leader is able to guide the people in such a manner that he is able to bring out the next generation of leaders from his own subordinates. Then he is a real leader. See how important it is. This is what happens in many organizations. If you take, for example, the opposite example, this Swamiji from Munger, Yoga School of Bihar, the great master is still alive. After having really done such a wonderful job, his centers are throughout the world, hundreds of ashrams, millions of followers, and yet he had the guts. One of his disciples whom he has trained properly, young boy of maybe in his late 20s, he one day coolly called him, Sir, from today onwards, you are the king of the empire and I retire. This requires guts. It is not the job of any Tom, Dick and Harry. Hold on to. And then talk about dispassion. See? Therefore, if we are leading a life of a leader, we have to demonstrate in our life and we have to provide them the authority wherefrom this life can be lived. So these are the two principles. And therefore, mama vartmanu vartante manusya partha sarvashaha. So, people are always able to catch wrong things from us, not the right things. One day, one camp, sometimes I play with my daddy. So, one girl asked me, Swamiji, why do you catch your daddy? I said, are you jealous or what that you don't have? I said, look here, ladies' daddy is on the head and the gents' daddy is on the beard. This is so simple it is. It is the same thing. So, all that I was teaching, all that I was talking, that did not become the point of attraction. Point of attraction was, why do I catch the daddy? Look here. In the same manner, the great people, what they are telling us, that we will not listen. Only one small mistake or something is lacking in them, that alone becomes the point of attraction. And therefore, it is the responsibility of all the elders that we do not become victim of our own wrong lifestyle. This is the importance. So, mama vartmanu vartante manushya partha sarvashaha. Like one person asked me, Swamiji, when Bhagavan Krishna did so many marriages, why shouldn't we try? What is wrong in that? I said, you do that, but remember, Bhagavan Krishna married so many girls and yet he was not miserable. Can you try this even with one? If you can get married and do not become miserable with one, you can marry 16,108. But with one, you will take a vow. My friend in UK, very jolly good fellow, he is to tell his wife, do anything you like, I don't stop, except one thing, no Karwa Chauth. You know, Karwa Chauth is a breath which is done so that the same husband-wife relationship is maintained in next life also. He said, this is enough. Next life I don't want you. So don't do that Karwa Chauth. See, therefore, when we look the life of Bhagavan Krishna, we find out those points. How he was living with so many gopis and all that. What's wrong if we leave? He was stealing the butter. If we steal the money, what is wrong in that? But other things that he has done, that we don't want to look into. Therefore, Bhagavan continues his thought. Utsidejurime lokaha na kuryam karmachedaham sankarasya cha kartasyam upahanyami ma prajaha. If I do not keep myself engaged non-stop in this whole creation, the creation will be total a chaos. It won't be a creation anymore. Just imagine. The Lord is maintaining this creation by being the inner controller. And therefore, the sunrise, the sunset, the movement of the planets around each other, the distances, everything is meticulously maintained. Imagine, one day suddenly the earth says, "Mujhe chakkar aa raha hai. I am getting giddiness, I have to stop." We all will be charred. We can't continue. And therefore, this whole world will be in a chaos if the Lord starts functioning as the inner controller. In the same manner, we should become aware and responsible that if I become a bad example for my children, don't blame them. If I am not able to motivate my own people around, don't blame them. It is the responsibility of the elders to see that the next generation is getting some ideal to live. The other day, on some forum, they were asking some question and answer. This question was asked, Swamiji, what is the reason today the whole situation in the country is so terrible? Before independence, the people were united and all that. But what is wrong today? What is happening? I said one reason. Reason is, before independence, there was a common enemy and there was somebody to look up to. These two factors brought the people together. After independence, there is nobody to look up to. Everybody is equally corrupt. In Delhi, when I was going in somebody's car, we crossed the red light. So the police came and stopped. And then He looked at me and that lady was driving. He said, either give 200 and take the receipt, or give 100 and don't take the receipt. Then looked at me. Babaji, I know you are sitting here, but I want to ask you a question. He was a Jat. I want to ask you a question. That country whose prime minister can eat urea, if I eat 100 rupees, what is wrong? I said, it's terribly wrong. How come? I said, 50 rupees mujhe do. I said, why alone you should eat? Give 50 rupees to me, and when you give 50 rupees to me, you get punya. See, your punya and pap will be cancelled, and I also get something. See, look here. Now, to this logic and argument, can you say anything? Therefore, it is necessary that if we are in a particular position, it is our responsibility that all the people working under us, they look up to us as an ideal, and they know when this is said by so and so, it has a value, it has a meaning. Therefore, the leaders are responsible for the maintenance or the destruction of any society. And this one leader is enough. Like in our country, Mahatma Gandhi has done such a wonderful job. But after his departure, one after another, one by one leader, the ladder was falling. And today we are come to a condition where except the chudiya in the hand, everything is there. No guts, no self-respect, constant borrowings, and leading a life of total beggary. There was one very good article I read in Times of India. The destination of a Gujarati is to get a green card. Very good article. But they forget that they don't have to get green card and go there now, because India is going to become the 52nd states of America. So much dependent. So when you are in India, you are having as good as a green card. Now imagine what a condition we are in because the leadership. So, Sankarasya kartasya upahanyavima praja. Now after having told this, we get inspired. And whenever we get inspired without control, it is called as hysteria. See, whenever we go for some camps, listen some lectures, I think I should do something sadhana, and we get spiritual diarrhea, 3 days. Then get up early in the morning. No, I'm not going to sleep up to 8 o'clock. I'll get up very early in the morning, 7 o'clock. And then how many days? For next 1 or 2 days, and third day. See, last 72 years, I never got up before that. And really there is nothing lacking in my life. What a joy it is to be on the bed, go on tossing, think about this, think about that, jaane kahan gaye wo din. What a joy it is. Go on ruminating like the buffalo eats the grass, and when goes and sits, they regurgitates the grass, and what a beautiful life. These Babajis have nobody aage piche, and therefore they say, think about God, think about God. If they have got wives and children, they cannot think about God. They are jealous of us. I think better sleep. Therefore, spiritual strength and the momentum can come only if we are convinced of this life. It cannot come as a hysteria. And to guard us from the spiritual hysteria, the teacher gives us a caution in the 25th verse. Sakta karmanya vidvamsaha yatha kurvanti bharata kuryad vidvans tatha sakta chikirshur loka sangraham. This is a very deep and beautiful thought. We'll take it tomorrow. It closed now. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.